So basically, here's what happened. There is this Australian senator of the Labor Party who are basically the exact same as the Labor Party in the UK. Red Tories, who like to pretend to be the left. They're currently in government in Australia. And they are just like the Red Tories in their support of Israel. So this senator, Fatima Payman, she did something called cross the floor, which is when you vote against your own party. So she crossed the floor to vote against her own party on a motion to support Palestinian statehood. And this caused like massive drama in her party because Payman is she's a refugee from Afghanistan. She's actually a refugee from the war that Australia participated in, the US invasion of Afghanistan of post 9/11. So she's a refugee in Australia from Afghanistan, from a war that Australia helped to cause and participated in and did war crimes in. Important context there. And because she crossed the floor against the Australian Labor Party, they were very angry at her because the Australian Labor Party has rules where you always have to vote with the party. Their standing policy is like to expel you if you vote against the party ever. So much for democracy. Basically in Australia, when you vote for an MP, you don't vote for someone who's going to vote based on what they support or not. You vote for someone who's just going to vote with the party no matter what, like a fucking zombie. It's a total joke. So she did that. And immediately, because she dared to vote against the disgusting pro-Israeli genocide stance of the Australian Labor Party, led by, of course, a man descended from Italians. Let me introduce you to him. Anthony Albanese. What more could you expect? This disgusting Israeli shill. Who, by the way, before he became prime minister, was like he was like a pro-Palestine guy. And now, of course, he's an Israeli shill. Always happens. The second that you sell out your soul to the party, there's no going back. So basically, she voted against the genocide, okay? And her party hates her for that. They attacked her immediately. Like they started attacking her in the media, in state-controlled media as well. The Australian Broadcasting Corporation, the supposedly independent, state-funded Australian media service, immediately started attacking her with like the most generic attacks ever. Like they did like basically every possible doxing of her you could imagine. Like they were like, hey, did you know that she actually owns a house in Canberra? Like she bought a house after she was elected. And it's like incredible, revealing Fatima Payman's luxury Canberra house, $400,000, which is like an average house price in Australia or even lower than average. You know, every possible attack ever on her, all over the media. And I think the worst one was that they started calling her a rat. You know, they started calling a Muslim refugee woman voting against a genocide a rat. Absolutely incredible. Labor rat. Welcome to Australia. Welcome to Australia. Articles coming up in the all over the fucking media, the supposedly left-wing media, comparing her with Pauline Hanson, who is an outright Nazi Australian politician, like the most well-known Nazi politician in Australia. She's the Pauline Hanson of the left because she voted against genocide. What more is there to say about this fucking despicable country of Australia, this racist shithole? The second that a minority decides to stop being a token and vote with their conscience against a fucking genocide, there is a media furor, like an anti-Muslim media furor against her. And not just that, the party leader himself came out to start attacking her for being a Muslim. No fucking joke. So the context for this is that, like, her colleagues kicked up a fuss with the media because when they asked her why she voted against Labor, she said like, inshallah or something. And they ran with that to be like, oh my God, she voted against the genocide in Gaza because she's a religious fanatic. She said inshallah. I can't believe it. And now they're creating like this Muslim anti-Muslim scare campaign when it's being like, oh, this fucking religious fundamentalist voted against us because she's a religious fundamentalist. She wants to import radical Islamic terrorism to Australia. And Anthony Albanese, the disgusting Tory scumbag prime minister, came out and said, by the way, Albanese is the correct pronunciation in Italian. Okay? I've heard Australians pronounce it Albanese, which, like, I don't even know what's going on there. Albanese pizza pasta. He came out to rally against faith-based political parties because they would undermine social cohesion in the wake of him basically driving a Muslim refugee woman out of his party for daring to vote against genocide. Complete, just racist scare campaign. Absolutely fucking disgusting. Basically, Australia is an irrevocably racist country, unsavable. And the supposed progressives come out to prove it constantly all the time. And if you want another example of this, let me show you what happened just literally days before they started attacking her for daring to be a Muslim Afghan refugee woman who voted against genocide. Bill Shorten, a former Labour Party prime ministerial candidate and the current Australian Minister of Government Services, just days before this, joined forces with Australia's most prominent neo-Nazi racist politician, Pauline Hanson, who has been known as the disgusting racist who she is for at least 30 years now, 25 years or so. No, it's more than 30 years now. Joined forces with Pauline Hanson to get her endorsement for a Labour policy on the NDIS. Basically, a Labour policy, a shitty like Tory Labour policy, which they're trying to pass through in order to ensure that more funding for it cannot happen in the future. You know, it's the sort of thing that they would also do with climate change, where they propose absolutely horrible climate change policy that they frame as really good, and then they blame the Greens for opposing it, when what the Greens want is a better climate change policy. And they try to frame that as them being against any action on climate change in general, when what they want is for it to be better, because what they're proposing is inadequate. Same deal here. So Labour, who are currently in government, who like to pretend that they're left-wing and progressive, really joined forces with fucking fascists, fucking racist fascists. Literally I think this was like 1 or 2 days. No, it was literally 1 day before they started attacking Fatima Payman for supposedly becoming the potential Pauline Hanson of the left wing. What more is there to say about Australia? What more is there to say about Australian politics? What more is there to say about the disgusting Labour Party? What a horrible, irredeemable country. Just a great Australian racism update for you. Welcome to every single Western country where your choice are between genocidal Tories and genocidal Tories but red. Or if you're from Canada, I believe the colours are actually inverted. I believe that in Canada, the Liberal Party of Trudeau is blue and the Conservatives are red. I'm not 100% on that. Let's look it up. I think they're both blue, actually. Oh, no, wait. The Canadas are red. The Canada's Liberal Party is red. I'm wrong. It's the same in every country. It's the same, except the US. In every British-derived country, it's the same. You get red Tories or blue Tories. Take your pick. Which one do you want? Do you want genocide with social justice rhetoric or genocide with typical Hitler rhetoric? Make your choice. Welcome to the West. The civilized West. Australia, and this episode being another prime example of it. Now, please give me your money. I require your dollars. Thank you.